tied up. That's why I always tell people, let's calm down first. Let's calm down, whether it's my business with spiritual or life balance or developing your personal care plan, whatever it is, let's calm down a little bit so that we won't make decisions. One of the things that car dealerships, I learned this from living next door to a car salesman. The reason they keep you on the lot so long is because they want you hungry and desperate. And they can show you all the bells rather, and the whistles, and they can get you to just sign anything that you don't need to sign because you walked in most times unprepared. You walked in desperate. You need a car. They've told you on the phone when you call, they can work a wonder. They can work a miracle. Oh, we got what you need. And they keep you there so long that you're ready to go. So by the time they get you back to financing, they got you in a secondary loan. They got you a high interest rate, but they're telling you this is going to help rebuild your credit. And you're just saying, yeah, I got to go because my blood sugar done dropped. I'm about to pass out. I got to go. And so this is why you got to really be honest in saying, maybe today I'm too vulnerable. Let me be sure that I can get someone to help me make sense of what I really need prior to getting someone. And so that's why it's so critical right now that we understand for the rest of the year, we must practice due diligence and ask yourself, how many emotional decisions have I made because I didn't do due diligence, and now I'm stuck, I'm burned. I won't do that anymore. So we can stop that. We can stop that by these conversations that we're having, because this is really just a conversation and a plea to help you understand that there are people out here that only want your money. They only want your money, and they will tell you just what you want to hear. And as long as they can tell you that and they can get you more and more vulnerable and dependent upon them, you'll give it to them. You see? And so that's why what we're noticing right now is we have to step in as trusted voices. We, LeTonya and I, have to step in and say to you, please, buyer beware. Buyer beware. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And I can't say due diligence enough, because I can't tell you, just like you mentioned earlier about the person that saw a post and they made an appointment off the post. I don't know if you guys talked about it, but one of the things that when I have an intake and I say, well, how did you hear about me? And if they say, well, I saw you on LinkedIn, or I saw you, when I get people from there, the other thing I ask them is, did they do anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's good.
Did you do any,
yeah.
Did you do any other research? And there are people that have reached out to me off of, and there's nothing wrong with this. We're just trying to open your minds and your eyes to things. I've had people that have set up, paid now money, never went to my website.
Yeah.
They didn't Google my name to see if what I'm telling you in this video matches up to what Google says I do in the marketplace.
Hey, how about this? Do it like you do when you meet somebody and you want to see who they are. Do it like that. If you do just like that dude you met at the grocery store, you go and do like Magnum PI stuff on them, like Murder, She Wrote, all that stuff. Miami CIA. Yeah, man. You got to do all that stuff with these businesses. Just like you want to know what that female about, what kind of relationship status she in. You want to check out that page. You go check out the whole social media platform because you're trying to see if that person is who they say they are. Do it with business. I don't care if you need a plumber. That's what helped. Angie's List is so successful because she checks folk out for you. So yeah, this is totally necessary. So if you check out a female or a dude that you're trying to get with and you done met, then you ought to do that with your business matters too.
Oh,
absolutely.
Listen, you need to go beyond what you would do, because oftentimes with your business, at some point you exchange some level of confidential information.
Yes.
Even if it's just an idea that nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Right? You may not be giving them your social security number. You may not be giving them your date of birth. You may not be giving them some of those things, right? But you're giving them your intellectual property.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're giving them
absolutely
your heart's desires. you know, you're giving them these sorts of things, but you ain't checked them out. You haven't checked them
Yeah, you ain't
out.
checked them out.
And I'm not talking about a referral, right? Because oftentimes you get referrals from people that you trust. Okay, so because you trust that person,
Right.
you take their word. Okay, hold on. Clinton
Mm-hmm.
says, I have a colleague who was taken advantage of by a broker who basically robbed her of over $17,000. I know that wasn't gonna happen to Clinton. Don't we was gonna see him on national news. They weren't gonna get my boy like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But think about that though. This is, I'm assuming, Clinton, a broker realtor situation, right? Listen, if you don't keep your mind on nothing else, you better mind your money.
Sure enough.
Where's the money coming from?
Mm-hmm.
What, like, one of the things that I'm always open to, and people that have worked with me can attest to this. All you got to do is ask. If you want to know about some money and we are working something together where you're entitled to know about the money, I'll tell you about the money. I'll send you receipts. I had a collaborative relationship before where even though I was kind of taking in the money, they had access. They could go in 24/7, look at everything, see everything that's coming in, everything that's going out. Because at the end of the day, I ain't going to jail or losing my license about no couple of grand. Not gonna,
Right.
a couple of million. It's not gonna happen. So you gotta also demand that when you're working with people, you want to know, right? Again, you got to do background. Just like Mario said, if it was somebody that you met online through Facebook, you'll be all on his page. You'll be asking him, hey, you know, it's 2019, but you'll be asking him about the girl that was sitting on his lap in 2010. You know? Well, listen,
Sure will.
You was at a picnic with this girl on your lap, and then he got to tell you, but babe, that was 2010. Like, why are you on page 87 of my Facebook page?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because real talk, you know, that's what we do. But I'm telling you, we don't do that in business. And you can't get caught up in, oh, this is so lame. You can't get caught up in the rapture. Seriously, you cannot get caught up.
That's true.
Because I'm telling you, just like Mario said, like the caption said, the way the pimp find you, you beat down, your family don't want you, you going through some things, right? You going through some things. All you want to do is make it.
Yeah.
All you want to do is see your idea flourish, right?
And you want a great outcome. Yeah.
You're in a situation where you want some needs met. I was watching a show, oh my gosh, I was watching with my niece, like Love and Hip Hop or one of those shows, right? And there's a gentleman on there that apparently got a wife and a live-in woman and then got all these other women, right? One of the things he said is, you know, he said, I'm looking for the woman who didn't have a good relationship with her father. I'm looking for the woman that, you know, been dogged out by man after man after man. I'm looking for the woman. So he was listing all of these qualities that he was looking for somebody that was ripe for exploitation.
Absolutely.
He said, absolutely. That's who I'm looking for. He said it out of his mouth with the women sitting there pretty much. That's who I'm looking for so I can control them, because I can control them. They're going to look to me to lead them. They're going to look to me to tell them what to do. Now, whatever you think about what he said isn't the point of this. The point of this is that in business, there are those type of people that's looking for somebody to come along. That's why I always tell people, you better have your stuff together up front. I was having a conversation with somebody that said, hey, I put this thing out. Let's say it was a logo. It wasn't, but I put this logo out and now I'm seeing it all over the place. People selling it. They're doing this. They're doing that. How do I stop them? Did you trademark it? Because honestly, I could have pretty much said, well, you know, give me 3,000. Let's see what we can do. But at the end of the day, look, it's all over the place. You done shared it with everybody and their mama before you had a chance to do anything with it.
And stop right there, Tonya. And the thing about it is, had you taken their money, knowing there was really nothing you could do, you could have made efforts and still be justified that you did the work, you made some phone calls, you did some research, only to bring them back the answer, there's nothing we can do because it wasn't trademarked. See, and that's how it happens. You know what I mean? Versus saying that way, Sybil just said that she's turned away a lot of clients, you see, for therapy, you know, because she couldn't help them. But you got that dude that would say what you just, that example. Oh, you know what? That's just, I'm so sorry that happened to you. What I charge is $3,000 and let's see what we can do. We may be able, that's all you're hearing. We may be able to stop this. We may be able to get you some retribution. Let's see what we can do. But it's going to take you about $3,000. You go get that money only to come back and find out, there's nothing I can do. Now you're mad and you're broker than you were. And so I think that once again, we live in an information age. And I think that we can't be selective about when we do due diligence. We can't be selective. We have to do it in everything that concerns us, particularly when we're trying to build a brand. See, that's the other thing about this whole brand building thing that we're on. See, when you start talking about building a brand, you do have to divulge your dreams, your aspirations, your ideas to a person that you're saying, I'm going to trust you to hold my dreams, my aspirations, and bring them to pass. It is no different from you going to a barber. I say all the time that if you ever want to punk a man out, put him in his barber's chair. He will agree with you on stuff as long as he in that chair and you got them clippers on his head. I don't care what you say, he ain't gonna fuss with you. He ain't gonna say nothing because he want his line right. Same thing with women. This is just real. So what I'm saying is, you know, when you're talking about trusting someone, you deserve to not be so desperate to have that relationship that you allow yourself to accept anything from the provider. You have to go in with a set of your needs and a set of demands that concerns, you know, trust. Those factors need to be there. And so I think that this is very important tonight because many of you are getting ready to launch perhaps businesses at the beginning of the year. Maybe this is your launch point and you've got to figure out who your graphic artist is going to be. You got to figure out all of these different components. Maybe we're saving your business right now. We may be saving your business. As much as I want you as a client right now, you may need me if you don't hear this, because it can leave you in a sunken, dark place and you got to recover. So this is why these moments are very important, so that whatever you were getting ready to do, maybe you'll go back and rethink now. Maybe you haven't done due diligence on what you're about to launch. And so maybe we've saved you a lot of money tonight, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of heartache, and a lot of regret.
And see, Clinton has a interesting perspective. He says, I operate with the mindset that everyone I do business with is a crook. Now, let me tell you something. No, because I'm gonna tell you why he's on to something.
Yeah.
Right. Because think about how you deal with people when you feel like they're trying to steal something. You watch every single thing.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right? You feel like they're trying to get over, so you scrutinize everything.
That's right.
And the reason, guys, that is such a crucial point for you to understand is that when someone is under scrutiny, you paying attention to everything. You paying attention to what they saying. You paying attention to what they're doing. You paying attention to their body language. If you don't study anything else, let me tell y'all what to study. Study the rules of engagement and negotiation. Right.
Right.
80-90% is nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I used to work with, especially women, right, on navigating. I used to call it navigating the money conversation, because people could not understand how I never had a problem with setting fees and getting paid. I never had a problem with talking about my money, right? Because I don't have a problem because I know I have to eat. So when I would tell people like, well, when you go into a room and you're talking to these people, like, how's the setup? What are you doing? I used to tell them about where you sit in the room, right? How to move in the room, how to talk, how your posture needs to be. Because what they have to understand is you can command authority without being loud and boisterous, right, and all of that. but one thing you have to